Did they have the one left? That'll be a technical foul.
Welcome back to No Timeouts Left. This is episode 31, part 1. It's going to be a little bit of college football talk, followed by state of the divisions of the NFL. You got Coach Klein here, along with Money Mike Phillips, and the return of TJ Statman Franz.
And I'm back.
I'm glad to have you back, man.
Yeah. What's up, guys?
Chilling, man.
Same old, same old.
Yep.
You know it. I'm ready.
Same here.
I'm ready to just dive in.
Well, this will be part 1, as we said, and part 2 will follow. That will be everything else, literally everything else. You got the World Series recap. You got NBA opening week. A little bit of NHL talk, and we'll definitely talk UFC, as always. And then we'll finish it off with Chance versus Chumps. But that's part 2. This is part 1.
Forget about that other stuff.
Right? Well, no, don't forget about it. Go listen to it later. It'll be up later.
Yeah, do that too.
But it is time to talk some football.
I think it's safe to say that all these fans came out here to watch a game of football.
John, we're in commercial.
Yeah, I know. I'm just making conversation.
All right, going to lead off with some college football. NCAA Week 9 highlighted 2 games to talk about, and we'll start off with LSU Auburn. TJ, why don't you take it away?
Hey.
I know you're ready.
Oh, man, I've been ready for this. Freaking number 2. Now number 1. LSU, boy, went ahead and stayed undefeated. Played number 9 Auburn. Well, now they're number 11, but they won 23-20.
Close game.
It was an epic game, man.
It was a great game.
It was, God, dude, I was standing up the whole time. Watching that at Mike's house, and I think Mike's mom or like Heather was just like, "What? Why are you standing up?" It's like me and Mike both just standing up, just like it's just in the moment. It's a football thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was a good game. I will say this: Auburn does have. First off, they always give us a hard time.
Oh yeah, but y'all held Bo Nix in check.
Yeah,
y'all really did.
Yeah, he did. I mean, I heard he was coming out the closet that game. I mean, I heard he was going to come out
Come
game.
out of the closet.
Yeah. But we're not going to say who mentioned that.
That's not what I said.
But I will say Auburn did, and it breaks my heart to say this, but they knocked us out of 100% of the red zone.
Yeah, they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hey, but holding on to that for 9 weeks, that's
solid.
That's something to talk about,
That's
man.
pretty damn impressive.
I was the first one to look over at TJ after it happened. Like, what?
This is
You're not 100% anymore.
Fourth down. Was it 4th and goal?
You said it like 6 times during the game, so I had to.
Yeah,
I was like,
one day
what?
it's like, well, they're not 100% no more. Like, oh, well, yeah, well, we won. So, and we're number 1.
Yeah, there you go.
But Joe Burrow.
As long as you're better than Alabama, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. Joe Burrow, he had a good game. Wasn't nothing that you've seen the rest of the year, but was 32 for 42, 321 yards, had a touchdown, but he did have an interception. But he, in my eyes, made up for it. He had 13 carries with 31 yards and did get a touchdown that way. So
yeah.
I give him that right there. Running
Very
back,
solid.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 26 carries for 136 yards, got a touchdown as well.
Yeah.
Took him a little bit to get going, but he did.
Yeah, it did.
He picked it up.
And, I mean, had to throw Auburn playing in there. Auburn player, I'm sorry. DJ Williams, 13 carries for 130 yards, but he didn't touch the end zone.
No.
But, I mean, 130 yards off of 13 carries, man.
Yeah, you're averaging 10 yards a carry.
What I'm saying.
That's solid.
That's a good day for running.
Against that
LSU's
LSU
defense,
D?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're just not no pushovers.
Goes to show you that
Right.
kid's got some talent.
Yep.
So, but I was good with it.
Yeah. Joe Burrow definitely in the lead for the Heisman.
Yeah.
Scale 1 to 10, guys. Jalen Hurts' injury, how much does that affect Joe Burrow's status? Obviously, he's been in the lead, but
Like a 9, 10.
I say a solid 9.
Yeah, I mean, that just gives him all the more advantage. So he could easily run away with it.
Everybody's looking at stats nowadays, so
I
it's
honestly
like
think
if you miss a couple games, you're way behind.
next week between LSU and Alabama, whoever wins that game, I think that quarterback's going to win the Heisman.
Yeah, I can see that.
So it's either going to be Tua or Joe.
Yep.
That's going to be a crazy game.
Yeah, it's going to be
Crazy
a great game.
We'll probably talk about that in a little bit, though.
Right. And then speaking of a good running day, that's about all there was for these two teams. You had number 19 at the time, Michigan, shut down Number 8, Notre Dame, 45-14. Michigan is now number 14, and Notre Dame has dropped down to number 16.
Very defensive game for Michigan, too.
Very defensive game. The best quarterback stat would be Shea Patterson of Michigan, 6 of 12, 50%, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pretty standard, easygoing stats there. But Michigan's running back, Hassan Haskins, 20 carries, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the team itself had 57 carries for 303 yards and 3 touchdowns. So, good running day for them.
Killing it.
Yeah.
I mean, Michigan also had like 3 forced fumbles, 2 of them recovered. So, they were hard-hitting defense.
Yeah, and I definitely didn't expect this result. Obviously, last week I think I said Notre Dame was going to win this.
I definitely picked Notre Dame.
Yeah, I kind of gave up on Michigan, but
TJ never gives up on Michigan, apparently.
No, man, the Wolverines and Spartans. Oh no, that's the Titans. Never mind. Skull.
Let's see. All right, well, I guess that's it for our 2 highlighted games. We'll talk about some upsets and close calls. Obviously, that was a big upset right there, Michigan shutting down Notre Dame. Mm-hmm. We will mention unranked Kansas State won over number 5 Oklahoma.
Sad.
Put Kansas State at number 22 this week, and Oklahoma only down to number 10. Not as big of a drop as I would imagine.
They're not a bad team.
Yeah, they're
not at all.
I mean, I think
they were originally my pick.
Yeah, and I think the committee recognizes that. That they're a good team, not that it was your pick.
No, yeah, they definitely recognize me.
You also had unranked TCU defeat number 15 Texas, and now Texas is unranked. That game ended 37-27.
Not good.
Yeah, Texas kind of falling off there.
What happened, Texas?
They lost to LSU.
They just need Vince Young back.
That's what happened.
They just need Vince Young.
What other games do we have? You had Oklahoma State.
Oh, yeah. Right? Oklahoma State beat number 23, now unranked Iowa, 34-27.
I think that was Iowa State.
Iowa State, sorry.
Yeah, and Oklahoma State did not get put in the rankings, but that's because Iowa State was only number 23.
Yeah.
You also had the last game, UCLA unranked defeated number 24, now unranked Arizona, 42-32. So a couple of teams getting knocked out of the top 25 this week.
And that was Arizona State.
Oh,
the state's
man, we're just missing the states, man.
The state's lowercase, so I don't see it. I just look straight over it. It looks like at.
Yeah. All right. Well, so let's move on from that. Games to watch for Week 10. You got number 8 Georgia at number 6 Florida. Battle for the top spot in the SEC East.
I like this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's y'all's pick though?
Actually,
I might. Dude. I might.
My gut's saying Florida. I'm going Florida.
I'm just going to be the first Florida,
to say
man, but Georgia just came off a horrible loss, and I think they're horrible. And I think they're looking for some vengeance, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That could be. I'm going to go with Florida on this. Honestly, I think Georgia losing to South Carolina was a big deal.
I don't want to,
especially when Tennessee
again.
just beat South Carolina.
Yeah.
I'd rather play Georgia than Florida in the SEC championship.
Yeah, probably. So aside from that, you got number 15 SMU at number 24 Memphis.
I like that one too.
American Athletic West Division rivalry.
You know I'm going Memphis.
I want to go Memphis, man, but I love seeing
dude.
I mean,
we live here, dude.
Yeah,
SMU
is on a roll, dude.
Oh my
SMU
gosh.
is on a roll right now.
I can't even look at y'all
and I
right
just
now.
I want to see them do something because I mean, what
something?
What was what we talked about last time? Was it like
you
the
wanna,
80s?
You want to see somebody come into our house?
Oh Jesus! I ain't from Memphis, bro.
We're from it's in our border. We're here. You want to see somebody come here and whoop on us?
SMU,
like
don't that stand for Smyrna?
Have some pride, dude. Have some pride. That's all I'm saying.
Smyrna Middle School
Memphis.
University.
Yeah,
I'm riding Memphis. I'm gonna say 24-20. Memphis.
420. That's good. That's good.
I'm going with SMU. I'm not going to put numbers on it, but I'm picking SMU on that one. We also have number 7 Oregon, first place in the Pac-12 North against USC at USC. First place at the Pac-12 South.
That could be a good one.
That could be a sneaky game. I'm going to go with Oregon, though.
Yeah.
USC, I think, is trying to persuade Urban Meyer, but that's a whole other thing.
I think Oregon wins, but I could also see a USC upset.
I'm taking USC. Yeah.
I could see it, but I'm going to stick with Oregon.
taking USC. Them Trojans.
You're too quiet over there. I knew something was
I
going
was
on.
waiting for it.
And then our final game on our poll is number 9 Utah at Washington, another Pac-12 game. Utah has kind of moved up, obviously.
I like Utah.
I have lost faith in Washington, so I'm
Yeah.
I'm going Utah.
Yeah, I think unanimous on Utah.
The
for
first
us.
unanimous one. Look at there.
Yeah,
We're coming together.
And then looking at our tweeted poll, it's still up. You still have 11 hours as right now while we were recording. Not like
Of course, it's a runaway.
and it is a runaway. It's 65% Georgia and Florida, rounded off by SMU and Memphis at 21%. And the other two games don't even clear 15.
I mean, everybody loves the SEC.
Yeah,
I
great
want
football.
to know, should we even do
I
a
wanna
poll
know.
next week since Alabama and LSU are playing?
Do you think that's going to be game of the week?
We'll discuss that. Maybe we'll just do a little game of the week breakdown. But we'll figure that out next week. So
Just do a poll. Who's going to win?
Let's just do a whole episode against that game.
Let's not even talk about it.
No.
Let's talk about everything else. All right. That's it for college football this week. Time for NFL State of the Divisions, Part 2. NFL State of the Divisions Part 2. We're going to start off with the NFC North. We'll start off with the Detroit Lions, who are kind of rounding off the bottom of the division. I guess, no, that would be the Bears. Start with the Bears. Chicago has lost their last 3 games. Last week on a missed field goal at the end of the game. Monster defense, but is it enough to keep them alive?
No.
Probably not in this division right now.
Not with Trubisky as your quarterback.
Rodgers is looking good.
That dude is
Rodgers
just
is looking good. Stafford's
Vikings
looking
are
good.
looking good.
Hell,
Trubisky is throwing ducks, man.
yeah,
Ducks.
he is.
Man,
Yeah.
dude, I could not believe it, man. I actually, and what's crazy is his stats, like
From last year, he was
I mean,
amazing.
since he started, even though he's gotten hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think he'd only lost like 3 games as a starter.
He was a killer.
right.
What happened?
I don't know. Sometimes sophomore slump, man.
I guess
I've mentioned
so.
it before. Let's move
Dak
on.
didn't experience that.
Let's move on to the Detroit Lions, 3-3-1. They are quickly falling behind in the division. Matt Stafford's leadership is keeping them alive.
Love
but
that guy.
again, is it enough in a division where Rodgers and even Kirk Cousins are playing very well?
I don't know. I got a lot of faith in this Lions defense. I like their defense and I like Matt Stafford, but man, they don't really have a lot of weapons, man. Like,
I mean, they don't.
can you name their like star, like Kerryon Johnson, maybe? Galladay? These are like people that like hardly anybody's got that jersey.
Didn't Johnson just get traded?
Kerryon Johnson?
No, I'm thinking of Kenyon Drake. Never mind.
Kenyon Drake, yeah, he did well.
Yeah.
He did really well.
Killed it.
Yeah. So those two teams are rounding off the bottom of that division, quite obviously. The Minnesota Vikings have won, their last 4? Yeah, 4 in a row.
6-2.
So their second quarter of the season is really good. They're 6-2. Kirk Cousins is kind of finding his groove again.
Kirk Cousins has been killing it lately,
Yeah.
man. I mean, and when you already had the running game going, that's all you needed was Kirk Cousins to just turn the Jets on, you know?
Yep. And then, of course, you got the Green Bay Packers leading the division at 7-1. Aaron Rodgers back on track from the last time we talked about this. Green Bay has also won 4 in a row. Who do you think wins this division at this rate?
Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm going Green Bay, man.
I'm going to say Green Bay, but I think Minnesota hangs in there, man.
I think if
they're
Minnesota-
I think
looking real
Minnesota will
tough.
sneak into the playoffs. I
If
will
they
say
can
that.
sneak into the wild card, I think they have a chance of
Yeah.
beating Green Bay there.
I think
Maybe.
they'll sneak into the wild card.
All right.
And probably play like Dallas or something.
Yeah, I
And
can
lose.
see that.
Because the Eagles taking division.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, speaking of that, we're going to move on to the NFC East.
Let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
We'll just quickly gloss over the Washington Redskins, 1-7. Quarterback situation is a mess. Dwayne Haskins is the starter this coming week. Jay Gruden was fired, and Bill Callahan takes
Not a surprise.
over. Yeah, not a surprise. So that's the Washington Redskins, 1-7, not good. New York Giants, 2-6. They have lost their last 4 games. Daniel Jones isn't playing bad, but the whole team, in my opinion, does not provide enough support for him.
Again, it's another one of those where he does not have the weapons. He has
Yeah.
Saquon,
he has
and that's like
Saquon.
it.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. They
And
have a
when
bunch
you-
of slot receivers.
You don't have a very good line at all either.
Yeah,
So
right.
he's just kind of throwing him to the wolves right now.
Yep. And they face the Cowboys this week, so we'll see how they do there.
Not well.
Let's do the Cowboys, 4-3.
Let's talk about it.
Cowboys started to bounce back a little bit after that loss to the Saints.
Yeah, we coming back.
The division still hangs in the balance between Philadelphia and Dallas, ironically enough, with our two
okay.
co-hosts here.
It's all
every
right.
It's every year thing.
Every year for real.
And we'll also talk about the Eagles, 4-4. Carson Wentz seems to be riding the ship with his receivers. The injury bug hasn't really left him, though. So
No.
that begs the question, who's going to...
We're getting some players back, though, this week.
Yeah, you are.
And you'll probably lose some right after that.
This all
Yeah.
begs the question to me, though. Who pulls away with the division in the next 4 games? Or do they stay
The
pretty
Cowboys.
even?
The Cowboys. We just
And
signed Michael
be honest.
Bennett.
I'm kind of nervous because I'm not going to lie. We got a tough next couple weeks.
Yes, you do.
We got Chicago, and then we do have our bye week, but we're coming right back to the Patriots, and then we're going to Seattle.
Yeah.
And
That's still a lot of travel.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's
it's
a lot
gonna
of
be
good
tough.
teams.
And exactly. Like, luckily, we're playing Chicago at home. Then we got our we got our week to rest and stuff. But I mean, going into New England and then flying into Seattle, like 2 good teams right now.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully that rest serves you guys well.
We're gonna give New England our first loss.
And the Cowboys in the next 4 weeks looks like some tough games as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we got the Giants coming up. Then the next week after that, we face the Vikings, but that's at home, so we could squeak by with that one as
Yeah.
long as we contain Dalvin Cook or Kirk Cousins. Either one.
Yeah.
I think if you stop either one of those guys,
Make them one-dimensional.
yeah.
Diggs hasn't been looking too bad, dude.
No,
the past
he's
couple
solid.
games at least.
I trust our cornerbacks, but we have been looking porous lately.
Yeah.
And then we got the Lions. We're playing at Detroit, so that one's always a good game. The Lions and Cowboys play each other very hard for some reason.
Yeah.
And then Cowboys at Patriots, so that could be a loss for us. But if we can squeak at least 2 of these out, I think we'll be all right,
Yeah.
honestly.
Well, we will see on our next State of the Division in 4 weeks. Moving on to the NFC West. Interesting division here. You've got the Arizona Cardinals, who are improving. Kyler Murray is also improving.
Yeah.
They kind of recovered. They're still at the bottom of the division. They're 3-4-1.
He did look good the other night
Yeah, he
against
did.
an undefeated team.
Yep.
If they, and they barely won too.
Man.
Yep. Then you got the LA Rams at 5-3, and it kind of begs the question: what happened to the defending NFC champs? They're kind of hanging in there, but can they compete?
This is a hell of a division.
I mean, yeah, the Seahawks are crushing it. The 49ers are crushing it. The Seahawks are 6-2 with Russell Wilson having an MVP level year.
And the Cardinals can sneak up on you.
Yes, Cardinals can sneak up on you. The Rams could sneak up on you if they
Oh, yeah.
wanted. And then the 49ers 7-0.
Yeah.
Or 8-0, I guess,
8-0
after
now.
beating the Cardinals.
Yeah, barely.
Sorry, the Cardinals are 3-5-1. The
Yep.
49ers are 8-0. So the Seahawks and the 49ers at the top of the division is kind of a similar situation to the NFC North.
The Rams might get lucky here because if the Seahawks happen to lose this weekend, then
Yeah, that
I
puts
mean,
them right there with
they
them.
got the bye week. So
Right. That could help them catch up. So the
Oh, yeah.
Rams aren't out of it by any means, but they're just behind the Seahawks. And time to move on to the NFC South. You got Carolina Panthers at 4-3. Sorry, let's start off with the worst team in the division, the Atlanta Falcons, 1-7.
oof.
They traded away Mohamed Sanu to the Patriots.
Tough.
Thanks for that.
God.
So many things wrong in Atlanta. The defense isn't doing well. The offense isn't clicking. I don't know what you do to fix this.
I don't know how you went from like so high to so low so fast.
I don't see how your only win came from the Eagles. That's like
the Jets, man.
Yeah.
The Jets beat the Cowboys.
Yep. Then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2-6. I went to the game on Sunday and watched them lose to the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee off of a weird call. We'll leave that up for debate. Bruce Arians seems to be sticking with Jameis, but is it time to move on?
Who you got behind him?
Ryan Griffin and
Peter Griffin.
Blaine Gabbert.
Blaine Gabbert, there you go.
Throw him in there.
That'll work.
Right.
Totally.
Defensive seven looks good. Defensive front seven looks good. But the defensive backfield is nowhere to be found most of the time. It's not good. And the Bucs just seem to be falling behind very quickly. So that rounds off the bottom of that division. You got the Carolina Panthers kind of hanging in there at 4-3. Is Cam worth keeping?
I don't think so,
know.
man.
And do you
Honestly.
keep Kyle Allen? I mean, he's been playing pretty well.
He got you back to a winning record.
Yeah.
So I think you keep going with Kyle Allen at this point, even though I've been strong about saying Drew Brees should get to start.
Right. But
With
it's a
Bridgewater,
different
but
situation.
that's a totally different situation.
Speaking of which, can they catch the Saints, who are 7-1 with a returning Drew Brees? Bridgewater keeps the throne warm for him in his absence. New Orleans has won 6 in a row.
I think it's going to be very hard to catch the Saints, especially at the level they're playing right now.
The NFC has some big, heavy hitters coming into the playoff picture, so it's going to be interesting to see how the NFC shapes up.
Dude, I can't wait for those playoffs.
Yeah, me too.
Man.
It's going to be a good year. All right, time to move on to the AFC. Start off with the AFC North. The Bengals 0-8. Still can't win a game.
Another one of those teams that just dropped so low so quick. Like, I knew the Bengals were kind of on the downfall anyway, but I wasn't expecting it as much from the Falcons.
You think it's the right move for them to bench Andy Dalton?
I don't know, man. I
mean,
like
0-8,
Andy
dude,
Dalton.
You got to take a chance. I mean,
You got to take a shot
your
with somebody
season's
new.
Done, regardless.
You might as well save your quarterback.
You might as well go ahead and see what you got. Play your backup. Are you going to have to draft a quarterback next year?
Possibly.
Well,
So, I mean, let's
they
see
got
how
the
your
getting
backup
up there
does.
in age.
They got a rookie in Ryan Finley coming in Andy's spot, so there is that. Will they have the number 1 pick, and if so, what should they go for?
Quarterback. Wide receiver.
I mean, yeah,
probably
'cause I think
quarterback.
AJ Green's going to probably leave.
They need a corner, too. I
Yeah.
don't think they have a very good corner
I
there.
think they'll keep Andy and then try to rebuild around him until they move on.
Oh, for sure.
So who's next? Oh, hey, the Super Bowl winning Cleveland. Oh wait, the Cleveland Browns 2-5, oozing talent but all hype. What's wrong? What's going on there, guys?
Just what you said.
Yeah,
Bunch of
I was
talent
even
and
on the
nobody's-
Cleveland hype train, man. I
Yeah.
can't
A lot of
lie.
people were. A lot of people.
I was thinking this was going to be a super team or something, but that's what
Team
happens in the
2.0.
NFL. You
It's hard.
get all these really good players together, and it's like everybody sees y'all like trying to form this like squad, and they just play you even harder. You know?
And sometimes they just don't mesh well. I mean, that happens a lot of the time. In my opinion, Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry both need to just. And I'm not doing the shut up and dribble type thing, but they really need to keep
shut
their.
up and dribble.
They need to just quiet down a little bit and focus on what they're doing and show out, because they
Yeah.
are both ridiculously talented, great players, and they're not producing like they should. And it's not all on them.
Is it on Baker?
Is it on Baker? I don't know. I would say it's probably more on their offensive line and their offensive schemes.
Because I think if Drew Brees had these two,
Oh yeah, different story. But I don't think Baker's bad. I think he just doesn't have the core around him he needs to.
probably not.
Probably not the type of leadership around him he needs
He's
Just
probably
focus on
easily
these games.
influenced by these guys because these are big name dudes in the
right.
NFL.
And they are also not the most positive influences, unfortunately, in the locker room anyway.
And he wasn't very well mannered when he came into the league in the first place. So.
Yeah.
I
Not
don't
as
know
bad
why
as
I'm talking
Manziel. I compared him a few times to Manziel back in the past, but
No, he at least tries. He
Yeah.
tries really hard.
dude,
He's
like
a
what,
little more-
Manziel and A&M, because Manziel wasn't nothing in the freaking NFL.
No.
right. Well, no, I meant in the way he carries himself.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, moving on to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are kind of recovering a little bit.
Bouncing back a little bit.
Quarterback struggles, Big Ben out, like we said before. Mason Rudolph hurt, but back now. They're now in second place of their division. Is there any chance they can catch the Ravens for competition in this division?
Man,
I don't think anyone
The Ravens
can.
got to play
Ravens taking that
the
division.
Patriots next this weekend. Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think if Pittsburgh gets a win this week and Ravens lose, then they're only one game back.
Yep.
That's all they need.
Ravens taking that division. I'm calling it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ravens 5-2.
The Steelers are getting it going though.
They are. Lamar Jackson kind of looking like Mike Vick Part 2.
Oh, for sure.
I almost wore my Vic jersey over here too.
Lamar Jackson is leading the Ravens team, leading rusher and leading passer.
Dang. Mark Ingram's killing it too. So
Yeah,
that
Ingram's
says something
doing well,
for
but
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, absolutely it does. Like I said, Mike Vick Part 2. You don't often see a quarterback run like that, like a running back. Best in the division. You think they hang on? You don't think they collapse?
I think they'll definitely get into the playoffs. I think it'll be more like a 10-6 record or something like that.
It'd be a massive collapse if they let somebody else win this division.
Oh God, dude,
It'd
that'd
be
be
historical.
horrible.
I think they could definitely get into the playoffs.
Yeah, I
with
think
10-6 or even a 9-7 record in this
Yeah.
division at this point.
John Harbaugh doing a good job of recovering his seat
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
because it sounded like he was on the hot seat last year.
Mm-hmm.
So good job by him.
Yeah, develop that quarterback and make them all shut up.
All right, time to move on to the AFC East. You got the let's go ahead and hit it. Both these teams suck.
Yep.
The New York Jets
Garbaggio.
1-6, and the Miami Dolphins 0-7. Some almost moves and some moves for both of these teams. Le'Veon Bell almost got traded at the trade deadline. Did not happen.
Back to the Steelers.
Yeah, almost back to the Steelers.
On that, dude.
I didn't
Oh
even
my
see
God.
that.
I mean, I don't blame him. That
He
would have been
said
a
he-
great move for them.
He mentioned several teams, didn't he?
Dude, he
Yeah.
dogged the Steelers so hard on Twitter, though.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
sure
I
he
bet.
did.
I was tripping, dude.
Sam Darnold seems to be drowning in the mess of the New York Jets.
Man,
The Dolphins still haven't won a game. And
they got to keep Talib though.
Yeah, they got to keep Talib so he can hang out on the
Hide-
beach in the
Hide
twilight
your
of his
chains,
career.
guys. He's snatching chains out here.
Yeah, they got him from the Rams. So, real quick, between these two teams, who is going to be last in the division?
Miami.
I'm saying Jets.
Nope, Miami.
I'm calling the Jets.
I'm going to say the Jets, man. I could
really?
see Miami having a little bit of a recovery towards the end of the year, just getting some cheap wins. I don't think the Jets can recover, man. They just look bad.
They are bad, and they're causing a lot of problems with their players, like trading them, trying to trade them behind their backs and stuff, like
Yeah.
Jamal Adams.
Right.
That was bad.
All right. So you got the Buffalo Bills in second place at 5-2. They lost to the Patriots and the Eagles, but they're still hanging in there.
2 previous Super Bowl champions.
Yep. Can they hang on and get that wild card spot and have a fairly successful run this year?
I'm thinking Buffalo does pretty well. They might get one of those wild card spots if they keep it up.
Yeah.
I think Buffalo will be one. I think Buffalo and maybe the
Cincinnati.
Seahawks. I think
The Seahawks are going to win their division. Well, no,
I
maybe
think
not.
Buffalo and the Seahawks are going to be the 2 wild cards in the AFC.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
Seahawks
unless
are in the AFC.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
they are.
Seahawks are.
Oh yeah, I don't know what I'm
Seahawks
talking
are
about.
in
My
NFC,
bad. I'm
bro.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go. I said Bills. I'm gonna take the Bills, and God, dude, I think somebody from the South.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get to that. I was just thinking that. All right, of course, Patriots. I was gonna say last, definitely not last in anything. First place in the AFC East, 8-0. Brady's still Brady, no surprise.
Yeah.
They easily moved off the Antonio Brown stint, no surprise. They are one of 2 undefeated teams left.
No
surprise.
No,
Can anyone beat them? And how far do you guys think they'll go?
no surprise.
No surprises.
I'm gonna say
No surprises left.
Eagles are gonna give them the first loss.
You're so full
before
of
any
it.
of the Eagles players say that, because it
That
seems like that's
defense
the
is
trend
gonna
right now. Let
swallow
me go
them
ahead and
whole.
say it for you guys.
Right, yeah. I feel you on that. There's been a lot of that this year of hey, I guarantee we win this game. Nope.
I guarantee they get a bye week in the playoffs. That's
God, yeah.
that's for
Yeah.
That's
sure.
easy.
I think they go like 14-2. Honestly,
Yeah, I, could see
I don't know
that.
who gives them an L, but at least two
Go
teams
ahead,
to squeak by them.
Go ahead and say it, Mike.
I'm not gonna say it's the Eagles. It might be the Cowboys though. I'll
There
give
it
them that
is.
home
There it
loss.
goes.
Well, real quick, we'll mention the Patriots made a lot of moves this season. Antonio Brown signed and then cut after 1 week.
Michael Bennett traded.
Michael Bennett traded to Dallas.
You?
Josh Gordon
He's scared.
was on IR, and now he's not, and now they've cut him, and he went to the Seahawks today.
Seahawks,
That's right.
yep. And I don't like that because I got DK Metcalf in my fantasy.
Yeah, it might hurt.
That's
it might
bold.
help.
Yeah, maybe. Take some eyes off of him.
And then they got Mohamed Sanu as their receiver, so they got him from Atlanta. So that rounds off the
Can they-
AFC East.
Can they revive Sanu like they did Randy Moss? Because Sanu was
That's
a
a
monster for a second.
Different situation, but
Man,
yes.
Randy Moss was like
Dude,
a
don't-
god,
Don't
but still.
ever
Shut
compare
your mouth.
Mohamed
You know what I'm
Sanu
saying.
to Randy Moss. You
know
can't
what
even
I'm
put
saying.
them in the same sentence,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying?
Unless you're saying Randy Moss is way better than Mohamed Sanu.
That's
Can't
what I was
say
eventually
disagree.
getting at.
I can't say I disagree with TJ on this, but I see what you're asking.
Yeah. I'm saying that can they bring him back to life?
Yes.
Tom Brady
absolutely.
could bring me to life. What are you talking about?
Take you out here.
Next one,
The next slot receiver coming onto the field.
Yeah. Well, time will tell. We'll see this week. I mean, Sanu had a pretty good game this week, so we'll see more next week, tomorrow, Sunday, whatever.
Whenever. Whoever.
AFC West. Pretty close division, actually.
Yeah,
Not in a
it
good
is.
way.
Ugh.
Let's see. Where do we even start? Denver Broncos, 2-6. Flacco is out for the season with a neck injury, and Emmanuel Sanders traded to the 49ers.
Who killed it the other
We
night?
know who's about to be last in that division.
We know who's probably not going to win another game.
Emmanuel Sanders was having some, like, he gelled with Garoppolo immediately, is what it looked
Yep.
like.
Oh, yeah, of course he did.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he needed a young arm to go to. Let's see. Los Angeles Chargers, 3-5. Ken Wisenhunt out as the offensive coordinator. He's been fired by them twice. Melvin Gordon has not made that much of an impact in his return.
I had a feeling.
He's done
Should have
okay.
just left dude in, man. Should have
yeah.
just left Eckler in.
I like Eckler.
Yeah, and then Joey Bosa is holding it down with the defense. The defense is playing well.
The Bosa brothers are unstoppable,
Yeah.
man. Unstoppable.
Yeah, they're a different breed. 3-5. I could see them getting second place in this division, but it's not going to be pretty. And I doubt they're going to get a wild card
No,
spot.
I couldn't.
I kind of like the Raiders to get in second place, honestly.
Yeah, I think the Raiders could do it. They're 3-4.
If Josh Jacobs can just put that whole team on his back, they'll be all right.
That's a tough thing to do. But yeah, I mean, they look like they're starting to kind of click. So, give them a little time. And of course, the leaders in the division who are having a little trouble right now, the 5-3 Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, losing to the Packers, though, last week. It
Yeah,
wasn't that
Patrick
bad.
Mahomes still hurt.
That's what happens when you're on the cover of Madden.
They were still doing pretty well in that game. 31-24, I believe, was the final score.
Yeah.
Which was, I mean, that was better than I thought Matt Moore would be able to do.
Yeah. Will they maintain their hold on the division?
If
I think
Patrick
they will,
Mahomes,
yeah.
when Patrick Mahomes comes back,
I think he's
they'll be
supposed to be
alright.
back. What, like next week or a week after?
Possibly, and I might be going to that game, Titans versus Chiefs.
Hey.
Hey. Speaking of Titans, let's move on to the AFC South.
Now this is the tight division
This is a weird division.
This looks like an NFC East division.
Man,
boy.
right?
of old
You
right
got
here.
the Tennessee Titans and Jacksonville Jaguars tied for third. 4-4. Sorry, lost my spot there. Gardner Minshew for the Jacksonville Jaguars, fighting to make his name as a starting QB.
I love that kid.
I think
I
he's
like
doing
him
great.
good. He's solid.
Yeah.
He doesn't get no love in Madden though. He's like a 50-something.
Yeah. Mike took Jacksonville. I was like, oh, you put in Minshew. And then the next thing he's like 56 rating. He's like, oh, okay, I'm
Yeah,
giving it
Not
Nick
putting in
Foles.
Minshew.
Yeah, they love to make the backup quarterbacks the superstar quarterbacks. Not very good. Despite their injury woes, the youthful defense still finds a way to be a factor. And, hey, Jalen Ramsey got traded to the Rams.
Yep.
God,
Ramsey to
dude.
the Rams.
Rams needed it. They needed it.
Yeah.
They just needed something to like shake that team up,
And
get
then
them back
they definitely cleared some financial space for him by getting rid of
God,
Felipe.
yeah.
for sure.
And
Marcus Peters.
And Marcus Peters, correct. Tennessee Titans 4-4. Mariota benched and most likely won't be resigned. I'd be
No way.
very
Good.
surprised
No
if they
way.
did that.
Unless he wanted to give a little discount.
Yeah, right.
Ryan Tannehill kind of shining as the new starter. Is this a little Ryan Tannehill revival in Nashville?
I think so. I think he's going to do well, but I don't think he'll be the starter for more than another year.
Yeah.
Probably like a Kerry Collins kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know?
they also need to give him an offensive line because
And-
when I was at that game, he got smacked.
Man, I
yeah.
watched one play where he got ripped up, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how he got up from some. I mean, he got
He's
smacked.
a tough dude. He's
Yeah,
just
he
had
is.
injury problems in the past, and if that keeps up, I mean, Mariota was already leading the league in sacks, I
Yeah.
think. Another thing I wanted to ask, though, where do you think Mariota's going to go next year if he goes somewhere?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I think he's going to be a backup
A backup for who?
for Dak Prescott. No,
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
would
say he
love
goes
that,
to-
honestly.
I'm going to say he
Oakland?
goes to
I could
Man,
see
I couldn't-
Oakland.
I
I
couldn't
could see
see Oakland.
Denver.
I could-
Denver. That's what I was
yeah,
thinking.
I could see Denver. I don't know. I see Denver. Well,
I could see the Giants.
because I mean, dude, you got to think there's so many quarterbacks coming out in this year's draft. dude.
Miami. Miami might need him.
Miami's going to draft a quarterback before they trade for him.
Cincinnati.
Well, they wouldn't have to trade for him. He's going to be a free agent.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, true.
That's
true.
what I'm saying.
So they might spend some money again.
Or even Carolina, with how their offense is already set up for Cam. But Cam's a way better version of Mariota, so.
No, because it's like 2 times the size.
But he'll
I
be
don't
cheaper.
think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna go for him. I think they'll be happy with Kyle Allen.
I just named off like 18 teams, but it's all good.
One thing I want to say about the Titans is I think they've spent too much money on the offensive line for such little production. I think that needs to change.
Definitely.
Definitely need to make some moves in the offseason. Okay, let's move on. Second place, Houston Texans, 5-3. J.J. Watt out for season as of this past week. Again, how can they fill the gap? And also, what might this mean for his future in Houston?
I mean, getting rid of Clowney at the beginning of the year really
Yeah, that
hurts
was-
now.
God,
Yeah.
It really hurts because you know J.J. Watt's eventually, it's like a ticking time bomb with this guy at this point.
Yeah,
And,
it's a shame. He's such a good player.
Yeah, it's sad to say, but I think this dude could easily like do some like color commentary or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
be a WWE superstar.
yeah. I mean, might as well do something.
That's
Like,
what they're all doing.
go
now.
ahead and drop out. You've made your money, man. Don't risk your like body for this anymore.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say about it.
All right. Deshaun Watson finding some ways to win in Houston. They're kind of back on pace, looking better.
I've always liked Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
I like him,
I didn't care for him too much in college just because I'm not a Clemson fan by any means.
Yeah.
but he beat
And-
Alabama though.
He did.
Didn't he?
And I didn't think he would do well in the pros, and I was wrong about him. So hats off to him. He's definitely caught my eye. He's a great quarterback.
But you know who's caught my eye? Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett.
Dude.
The Indian was it a cow?
Yeah. It was supposed to be a woo, but
Thank
it
you.
just came out
More
weird.
cowbell.
You got
right.
the Indianapolis Colts at 5-2. Jacoby Brissett finding his place as the new franchise quarterback.
Yeah,
I think.
I think so. I mean, they already re-signed him, so they got to
Yeah.
believe in him a little bit.
Maybe that's where Mariota might go.
No. No.
Sorry, bro. I'm trying to give you a job somewhere, bro.
That would be interesting to see him back him up, though.
Quarterback for sale. Who wants it? Come on in. $5.
What's to say who's going to win this division at this rate?
I'm thinking it's a toss of the coin, honestly, to me.
I think the Colts hold
Can
it
I be the
down.
first to say it?
Go for it.
Can I say it? Going with the Titans, bro.
Gosh,
Nah.
shut up.
Dude, man.
Shut up. You think Tannehill brought about 2 games in a row?
They would have to pull some crazy kind of.
Look at it.
But-
They're only a
I
game
don't
back,
know.
dude. They're only a game back.
In TJ's defense,
It's
when
close.
the Titans have put in old quarterbacks, we have gotten to the playoffs.
Exactly.
Neil O'Donnell, Billy Volek,
Kerry Collins.
I will say, I hate Billy Volek. I don't know why, but
Who's the other one? Ryan
I think it's just
Fitzpatrick.
his
We
name.
didn't make the playoffs with Ryan, did
No,
we?
no.
Okay, never mind.
But anyways, I guess that's it for the state of the divisions, man.
who was quarterbacking for the Titans when they beat the Chiefs? Oh, what was it? Did
It was
they beat-
Mariota when he threw it to himself.
That's
in the
right.
playoffs.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, man, you need to put that play on your resume, Doc.
Oh, I think it's there.
TJ's your new manager.
I
Welcome.
got you, bro.
Snackman Friends.
All right,
Free
that's-
agency baller.
That is it for the state of the divisions. We appreciate you joining us on this. Would you guys like to make some quick Week 9 picks?
Hell yeah.
Dude, let's run
This
it.
is what I live for.
Hey, I went 10-2.
I did too. I only
went
got
10-2.
two wrong.
I did too, and man, I was damn happy. I thought I won the pick
I was
'em at
sitting here
work.
going against y'all the whole time. Like, they gonna lose.
I go into work. I thought I got it. I was like, man, 2 losses, no chance I lost this week. I tied with 7 people, and 2 people got 1 wrong, and 1 dude called the exact points on the Monday night tiebreaker.
Dang.
Did you see that somebody won the? I know you don't keep up with it, but in the Big Six, somebody won the $250,000 and a trip to
Nice.
see Teddy.
Wow.
Yeah,
Dang. That's
nuts.
insane.
So, anybody got a list of the games?
I got them right here.
Let's read them off.
All right. Well, in my order, it does start off with the Bears and Eagles, but that's just because they're at the top. But it starts to say it is an afternoon game.
Yeah.
So, actually, I'll start off with the Texans and the Jags because they've got the London game.
Yeah,
so,
that's the 8:30 a.m. game.
So on that one, I'm going Texans.
Going
Yeah.
Texans?
I'm going Texans.
I like the Texans, but yeah, I'm going to go with the Texans.
I'm going to go with Jaguars.
I like Gardner Minshew. That's what I was about to say.
I think that J.J. Watt's absence is going to hurt.
Oh, yeah. But I think Deshaun Watson kind of turns it up
Yeah.
just a hair
Yeah.
to compensate.
We'll see.
Next man got the Bears and the Eagles in Philly.
In Philly.
I got to say the Eagles on that one.
You know where I'm going. Go ahead. Who you got, Mike?
The Eagles.
I know what I'm talking about.
But I'm hoping for the Bears, baby.
I know how this works.
Come on, Bears.
got,
Trubisky, Bird. Get back to prime form, baby.
Next
Let's
week.
go.
Do it next week. Got the Titans in Carolina.
Ooh.
I'm taking Titans.
I'm going with the Titans.
After I just said they're taking
I'm going to
division, I gotta take the
confidently
Titans.
take the Titans because I don't think, Christian McCaffrey could tear us up.
I was going to say, because of Christian McCaffrey, I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers.
But our the defense for the Titans is young.
Yeah.
We can keep up with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think
Don't say our Titans because I don't think any 3 of us are like.
any 3 of them.
They're all of our second team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live here, man.
And we live here. All right, what's the next game?
Got the Redskins going out to old Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah,
Buffalo
I was gonna say
for
that.
sure. That's a
I
bounce
wasn't even
back.
gonna say that game.
No question.
Man, got Vikings going up to KC.
I'm going Vikings in
That's
this
gonna
one.
be a good, tough game. I've got to take the Vikings without Mahomes.
I was thinking the Chiefs earlier, and because of that factor, I'm going to go with the Vikings.
All right, you guys ready for the dumpster fire?
Yep. There's
yeah.
always one every week nowadays.
Always one.
Jets and the Dolphins in Miami.
Oh, well, this is what it comes down
Yeah,
to,
I was
folks.
gonna say. That's what we were talking about
I
earlier.
think this is Miami's first win.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think the Dolphins are gonna get beat. I'm going with the Jets. I like Sam Darnold against this defense.
All right.
I do like my Ryan Fitzpatrick. I will say that,
Yeah.
but I don't think he does it this week.
Got Indianapolis playing in Pittsburgh.
Indy.
Yep.
Indy for sure.
On to the next.
I don't even think that'll be close.
Yeah.
Got the Lions going to Oakland.
Ooh, this one could be good.
I'm gonna take the Lions.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna stick with the NFC in this one.
We'll say Oakland sneaks one out.
yeah.
I can see it.
I'm
It'll be a good
feeling.
close one.
I'm feeling the Lions. I think Matt Stafford bounces back this week.
I think Johnson's about to have a bust out game, dude.
Yeah, carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Josh Jacobs is so
Yeah.
electric,
He's playing
man.
well, man.
Yep. When he gets it going, you gotta watch out because then the passing game opens up.
Yep.
Got Tampa Bay jumping on ship, heading out to play the Seahawks.
Ooh.
Seahawks.
It's weird. We play the Seahawks well in Seattle a lot of the time. But
I'm taking Tampa Bay because I've been running with y'all all year. So
I would not advise. Russell Wilson's playing
That's a big L.
too well.
hey, I took the Browns last week.
He's
bro.
got a new receiver in Josh Gordon. I don't know if he'll be ready for that yet.
He's not even playing.
Yeah.
They're smart.
But I don't think Jameis can handle that defense.
No.
And we don't have enough of a running game to get through them. So I just I don't see any feasible way unless Jameis has some free game.
Who is y'all starting running back? Peyton Barber? Yeah. See, I liked him when he first came in, but
He's a good player. He's just not. He's not an every down back.
no,
I
not
wish
at all.
y'all would have got rid of Doug Martin, dude. That was my guy.
The muscle hamster.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that.
Sorry, man.
That was
sorry.
rough. That was stupid.
Gotta take the Browns going to the Broncos.
Browns. I think it would be such a Browns thing if they lost, though.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm taking
To
the
a
Browns.
backup quarterback.
Yep. On a winless team. Or not winless.
I
but
know who
almost.
we're all picking on this next one, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Got the Packers and the Chargers.
Packers.
They're playing in the Chargers plays, but I'm just gonna.
And the
it
Packers,
doesn't matter.
I think they're going to roll over these guys.
Yeah, I don't see the Chargers putting up much of a fight.
They're just clicking. This is the game I'm talking about right here.
Sunday night, got the Patriots going out to Baltimore. I'm taking the
Y'all
Ravens.
taking the upset?
I'm taking the Ravens, bro.
I'm taking Patriots.
I'm taking
I
Patriots.
just can't pick against them.
I can't.
I'm taking the Ravens.
Lamar might do something, but every time Bill Belichick, like, he's seen all this before. Like, he's seen everything before. He
Yeah.
knows. The schemes are always there.
Yep.
And go ahead and tell him.
I got the
Go ahead and tell-
Cowboys
No,
going
hey.
over to the. I got the
Hey.
Cowboys playing
Watch
the
your mouth there,
Giants.
partner.
And man, I would love to see the Giants win, but
I
I
don't see
mean,
that
I'm not gonna pick them.
Yeah.
I think we're all Cowboys here.
I think Zeke has a bounce back game here and actually does something. Like, he's only the number 11 ranked.
I think both of them
running
are gonna
back in the league.
have some rushing yards, dude. I think Zeke.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's gonna be a battle between Zeke and Saquon straight up.
Oh, for sure. And I think Zeke gets the edge, and I think the Cowboys edge it out on
I
the
think
scoreboard
Saquon
as well.
gets the edge, but I
think it's
just
gonna be like-
Dak's gonna throw them 2 touchdowns and 3 picks and win the game
I think
somehow.
like 27-14 kind of game.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say like 24.
And it's going to be
14.
like a close first half. It'll be like 14-7 Giants, and then we'll come back and win the game because that's what we've been doing all year long.
Yep. Well, that's it for our Week 9 picks in the NFL. And that's it for part 1 of No Timeouts Left, episode 31.
We made it.
We made it.
Hey,
We appreciate you all joining us yet again for another episode of No Timeouts Left. You can find us on Twitter at No Timeouts Left 1. Also on Instagram at the same, at No Timeouts Left 1. You can find me on Twitter at Coach Klein 90. Where can they find you, Mike?
They can't find me.
They can't find you. They can't see me. You like John Cena now?
I'm nowhere. I'm everywhere.
I got him watching wrestling.
Okay,
It's over.
I'm at Mike Phillips, MICFILLUPS, and that's at Twitter and Instagram.
And where can they find you, TJ?
They don't want it.
Find me at TJ Franz. That's FRANZ. I think it's 615.
Yep.
I always forget. I'm sorry, guys.
Did you hear the last episode where we were trying to get yours right? TJ
Yeah, I
Taylor.
stumbled on
Just
that
go
hard.
to No Timeouts Left. You can find it.
Well, anyways, we appreciate you guys joining us. Hope you guys enjoyed part 2 of State of the Divisions in the NFL. Stay tuned for part 2 of episode 31.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.